Here we go. All right. Awesome. I'm so excited to teach you guys tonight. I hope everybody's having an amazing week. Welcome to our Thursday night call. As you guys come on, if you can just stop your cameras and mute your lines, that would be awesome. That would help tremendously. Guys, I'm excited to have all of you guys on tonight. I'm excited to share from you. Lisa and I just returned. As you saw, Lisa is actually in South Dakota at a ministry event, Treasured Girls, with our pastor, Jeannie Rogers, who I just had the privilege of hearing her speak, and they are both on watching tonight, so I welcome them, and I welcome all of you guys. Guys, tonight, no matter what you do, if you have the availability to take notes, hey, Wendy, how are you? Are you saying something? I can't hear you if you are. Okay. It's okay. I don't know why I couldn't hear you, but it's funny that you just came on because I just read that joke about you in the parking lot of the grocery store, Stephen. That's pretty funny. What's on the earth is on the earth. That's hilarious. So let me get started, okay? As I just said, Lisa and I just got back from Vegas, and she's out doing ministry. But we had one of the most amazing times of our life this past weekend. But we also were part of the tragedy of the Las Vegas shootings. And when Lisa and I were leaving dinner, we're grateful that we didn't go to a show that we wanted to go see. We were going to go see a magician, Matt Franco. We decided not to go. And little did we know, thank God we did not go, because we would have been down there and where the shootings and where the massacre went on. So I can just tell you that I'm so grateful that we did not do that. And I'm so grateful that we are here and able to share with you tonight. So if we can just guys, in your time, just pray for our country, pray for our nation, pray for I just was seeing some of the lives, girls in their teens and 20s. But tonight I want to talk to you about, and I'm going to do a series on this, and I hope if you guys are not taking notes, that as you do this, you'll go back over your notes, because you are going to want to have these notes. You're going to want to take notes. And if you're not, like I said, I noticed some of you are driving. You're going to have to go back and, like I said, and take time, because I'm going to talk about that tonight. And what I'm going to talk about is a couple things before I get started. I'm going to talk about Thrive, our event that we went to, and no, it's not a product. Thrive is an event that Lisa and I attended. You can see a picture of it, the live event. This is part of the VIP dinner that we went to. You can see Lori Harder, Grant Cardone, Ty Lopez. You can see a lot of people on here. You can see Cole. Guys, this event was absolutely incredible. As I said, Forbes magazine listed it as the #1 entrepreneur event for 2017. And it was the third year that Cole did it. And Lisa and I have decided to be a part of Cole's mastermind. And what the benefit from that is as you guys go through this, we're going to be pouring this information into you guys. And as I said, Lisa and I were completely blown away. But what I'm going to talk about tonight is a guy named Jim Quick. But before I go into Jim, I want to share to you guys that are business partners with us, the significance of what you have in your hands. A lot of you already know this, but I want to encourage you something. One of the speakers was a guy named Tom Billow, who is the owner of Quest Nutrition. He is considered one of the top nutrition gurus in the country. I've been watching Tom's podcast for years. I'm going to touch a little bit on him next week also. But he did a 10-hour session out in the hallway in between sessions where people were just asking him questions. And it was in a circle. And I was probably about 6 to 8 people deep. And it was kind of quiet. And so I raised my hand and I introduced myself. And I said, Tom, What do you know about NRF1 and NRF2 activation? I'll never forget this the rest of my life. Lisa was with me. He went like this. He said, absolutely nothing. You're hearing from a guy who has his own television program. He just interviewed Maria Sharapova. He's interviewed presidents, and he's interviewed Jim Quick, who I'm going to talk about tonight. So think about what you have in your hands, guys. Treat it like a business. Treat it with integrity. And as I said, guys, your guys are part of something really special. So let's jump into this. I spent some time today making notes so that you guys would have the notes, and I'm not real sure why I'm not able to get this to go up to the top of the screen, but it's going to have to be like that for now. So Jim Quick is the founder of Quick Learning, and Jim talked about the 3 keys to learning anything and to remember him. He said you want to follow a system called FAST, F-A-S-T. And he started out and he taught us a lot of different things about FAST. He said how you burst your brain power is info plus emotion equals long-term memory. And then he started out and he talked about this FAST. So let's go through this. He said F in FAST stands for forget. Forget. If you want to speed up your quick brain, you must temporarily forget 3 things. Okay? Forget what you already knew about a subject. A lot of people don't learn because they feel like they already know the information. But the mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. And I learned this from John Maxwell. If you're in a group of people that you think you know everything, then you need to forget what you learned. And I'm going to use this as an example. 6 years ago, I had to learn about NRF2 activation. I knew nothing about it. I knew about traditional supplements. I knew about traditional way of preventing sickness and disease and being healthy. I had to change the way I thought. I had to forget what I learned and learn something new. Forget about anything that's not urgent and important. You can't multitask. If your brain is thinking about 4 different things, you're not fully present. So you won't learn quickly. Think about that. How many people do you know that are doing 4 and 5 and 6 and 7 things at one time? You guys, you're going to learn that that's not the way to do things. So the third thing that he said was, forget your limitations. Guys, this is awesome. I love this part about this. He said, there are beliefs like your memory isn't good, or you're a slow reader, or you don't have the right education, or you're never going to amount to anything. These are all lies, okay? But if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. Your memory isn't fixed, and it is possible to remember hundreds of words and numbers the way Jim did on stage. It was amazing. He didn't have any notes. He just remembered his whole presentation. And I love this. He said, all behavior is belief-driven. One of my favorite scriptures says, as a man thinks, therefore he is. You are. Know who you are. Your life and death is in your tongue. If you speak positive out of your mouth, you become what you speak. Okay? And then, hold on a second here. And then I don't know if you guys can somebody unmute and tell me if they can see the words at the top? I'm not real sure. Okay. All right. That's better. I can see it better now. The A is in FAST stands for active. In school, we were taught to learn by consuming information quietly. You can see a picture of Jim Quick and one of his many, many people that he's worked with, Gwyneth Paltrow. But you don't learn by being lectured to. You learn by creating information and being active in the process. Don't be passive. I love this, guys. Don't be passive. Learning is not a spectator sport. And Jim uses constant having a superhero mindset. He used the Hulk as an instance. Raise your level of action. No such, I love this. Think about this. How many times do you hear this? Oh, I don't have a good memory. No such thing as a good or a bad memory. One is trained, the other isn't. Okay? How can you be more active in your learning? Ask questions. He or she who asks the most questions has a better brain. Okay? I love this because when Lisa and I, at one of the breaks, we went to a VIP dinner, and we had the opportunity to talk to Mr. Quick. And Lisa asked him a couple questions about Alzheimer's, and he said, "Do you read? What's your passion with reading?" And Lisa said, "Yeah, we read." And he goes, "If you like to research an author named Ed Hallowell." Well, Lisa and I kind of laughed because Ed Hallowell, and many of you have heard him speak at LifeVantage events. He is on the scientific advisory board for our company, which was just awesome. And we told him that, and he was pretty shocked. So take notes. So I'm going to talk to you guys now about taking notes. Okay? I know some of you are not able to take notes, but this is awesome. You can see a picture of Sir Richard Branson and Jim Quick. Sir Richard Branson is one of Jim's clients. I'm going to continue to show you guys the significance of who Jim is and what he does as we go through this. Principles of taking notes, okay? It says handwritten notes allow you to retain more information, okay? It says number one is be active. As mentioned before, learning is an active process, not a passive one. Some principles, it's the same principle applies to note-taking. Know your purpose. Knowing why you want to take notes will help you do well and remember more. Gosh, did I really understand this while we were in? I probably took about 60 to 70 pages of notes while we were in Vegas. I also took probably 100 pictures of slides, and then I'm going back down now and writing them down because of what I'm learning in this, and I'm learning more. Have a hierarchy. Have a way to prioritize what's important. Prioritize what's important to you, okay? Be organized. I have went back and started to organize in this book the speakers. We got some notes from several people in our mastermind that we're in that took a picture of the person, put it beside the person's notes, put all their slides beside of it, and then put all the notes beside of it. Awesome. That's what I plan on doing this week. Okay? Use your own words. Okay? Other than not taking notes at all, taking notes verbatim is the worst way of taking notes. Develop a system. Okay? The best note takers have their own systems, which improves the speed of their note taking and uses abbreviations, symbols, etc. in shorthand. I don't know why that keeps doing that because I don't have a cursor on here, so I don't know why it keeps putting those on there. And then a filter. Differentiate between what's important and what is just fluff. Guys, you should be able to do this. After I went through this teaching, it truly made me understand that the brain is a powerful thing that I can guarantee you all of you are missing on this call. If you take this and put it into action, I can bet you that it'll affect in a positive way every aspect of your life. And I will give you guys the notes to this and give you these slides. On taking notes, split your note paper into two sides, and you can see an example over here on the side. The left side, write down capture. Take notes and write what the speaker actually says. And I started to do this. You guys will see it on my notes. And then on the right side, create. Create notes and write down your impressions, your feelings, how to teach it, questions, etc. That way, when you go back and you have questions about how to learn, you can put them into action. It's also a focusing tool. So instead of doodling and getting distracted, you're creative in an efficient way. How many people get distracted on their phone or I'm guilty. I'm guilty of it. I'm not doing that anymore. Okay. And Lisa and I talked about it afterwards. It's amazing how much after you learn from these, you realize a lot about yourself and what you're doing. When you're doing this, do 3 things. Think about what you learn, identify what's important and relevant, and prioritize the information. Okay? Here's a little bit more in the notes. It's essential to review your notes regularly after you take them. How many of you take notes and then don't do anything with them after you're done? You may have the opportunity of once or twice going back and looking at them. Lisa and I are putting these into a OneDrive so that we can have them on a regular basis to go back and look at it and share. We're going to use it as personal development, and so should you. Fill in the blanks you missed. Get notes from different people and fill them in, like what we've done. Summarize things. Teach the notes. Just like I'm doing tonight, you guys need to do this yourself. You need to teach these in groups. Test yourself. Test yourself to see whether you're learning, whether you're deciphering the information, and then memorize it. The FAST, the F-A-S-T. Okay, let's go on. The S, okay? Here's 2 more of Jim's clients, President Clinton and Oprah Winfrey. He taught all of them this very same information. The S in FAST stands for state. Your state is a snapshot of your mood, the mood of your mind and your body. It's emotional well-being that you feel in that exact moment. So think about that. Information, and I said this earlier, this is one of the things that I like it that he repeated stuff so so it sunk in. Information combined with emotion becomes long-term memory. Okay? Many of us don't remember what we learned in school because the umbrella of emotion for most people in school was boredom. If you're bored, you're not going to learn. You are the only person that controls your state. Okay? If you go into something tired and not ready to learn, that's usually what happens. You know, but one of the things I really liked is that he engaged us with slides and he engaged us with repeating things. How can you improve your state? Change your posture of your body. I can tell you what, just in this one weekend, I've learned to change my body and my posture, how I sit. I didn't realize how bad it was at sometimes. And think about it. I taught postural assessment for years. Okay? So sit or stand the way you would if you were totally energized, right? Like this, not like this, right? Think about how you'll benefit from the information. Lisa and I were so blown away by Jim because we really want to take what we learned and put into action. And you guys, let me just tell you this. We took this weekend's course so that we can be of benefit to you. So I pray that you guys are taking this in and you're going to really use it and put it into action. It will make your business better. Trust me. All learning is state dependent. You choose to be joyful. You choose to have curiosity. There's a lot of choices that we make in life. We can choose to be depressed. We can choose to be joyful. We can choose to want to exercise, want to be active. We can choose to have good posture. We all have been given free will. Okay, now here's another one of Jim's clients, Sylvester Stallone. Jim used that the T in FAST standard for teach. if you want to cut your learning curve in half, learn the intention of teaching it to someone else. I say this all the time. When I'm teaching this to you guys, I learn it the most. Okay? I learned a lot about Facebook and YouTube this past weekend. And now I'm going to start teaching it to other people. I'm going to start doing YouTube videos. I've learned it. I'm going to put it into action. I learn the most when I do these teaching. Today was a very productive day. If you had to give a presentation on what you're learning today, you would learn it differently. You would pay closer attention. You would take more detailed notes. You would ask better questions. When I teach something, I get to learn it twice. I love that. People often say that those who can't do teach, can't do teach. But I never saw that as a negative. I always thought, wow, if I can't do something, I can teach it and then I can do it. Guys, think about most of you guys who aren't presenting at meetings. Think about most of you guys who are not attending trainings. That's most of you guys have them within an hour to 2 hours of you. It's your business. You've been given a business. I always say this. What if your business, you keeping your business, was determined by your action, be determined by your teaching, determined by you getting up in front of the room, right? And so let me end with this. If you guys want more information on Jim, you can go to jimkwik.com. And I didn't get to put this in the notes in the PowerPoint, but I found this as we went on, and I'm going to finish with this, and then I've got a couple more things I wanted to talk about before we get off. But let me click off of here and come back to you guys on here. Awesome. Okay, so Jim taught 3 keys to better memory. One, and it was MOM, M-O-M, and he uses a lot of those ways of teaching like FAST. MOM, motivation. Common sense comes out of common practices. Observation. Pay attention. Demonstrate observation. Work smarter, not harder. Love that. And then the last M was mechanics. He said this: seek first to understand, then be understood. Listen silently. I love that. Okay. Mechanics was content plus connection. Okay. You have to build connections and allow yourself to understand people first. I'm sorry, I don't see the chat didn't come up. If you guys have a question, you're welcome. And I don't know, somebody just mentioned that if you guys haven't seen it, I posted it in our team group. Darren Jensen did a video this week with Seth Mulder on the LifeVantage Academy teaching, and it was awesome. If you guys haven't seen it, let me know and I'll get it to you guys. Before I go on, if you guys does anybody have any questions or comment about what I just went over? You can unmute yourself and make a comment. Does anybody have a comment? Anybody at all? Okay. If you do as we go along, I'm recording this so you guys can go back and listen. I'm going to be sharing constant information as we go through this because, guys, this is big, okay? I want to just tell you how important personal development is. And I want to tell you that nobody knows, if you're part of LifeVantage, nobody knows what we have, guys. Nobody. Not even the smartest people in the world. When it comes to nutrition, to personal development, to brain development, you know, I got into a back and forth conversation today with a billionaire, and he couldn't answer my questions. So think about it, okay? I hope that you guys are signed up for Orlando. It's not too late. There's a lot of people that have availability of rooms for people. I'm going to bring up an instance that happened last year when we were in Orlando. A hurricane was coming and flights were canceled, and Chris Goodrow and Jason and Q jumped in a car and drove from Ohio all the way to Florida to be a part of this. I'm telling you guys that you're making a mistake if you don't invest in your business. There's a lot of people that are coming into this business and into this information that were shared with it 3 and 4 and 5 years ago. There were people that had no interest in this information, and now they're starting to. So you're in an education building relationship mode. What I learned this weekend was that it's all about relationships. You guys wouldn't have believed some of the things, and I'm going to share a lot of this with you in the coming weeks, and I pray that you guys see the value in this. Guys, Lisa and I have decided, not just for us, but for you guys that are our business partners and our friends, we're spending a lot of money. We've actually taken some retirement money and invested in this mastermind and these courses. It was super expensive to go to these things, but we did it because we want to pour into you guys. But we also want to pour into ourselves. If you can see what Kohl's Thrive means, make money matter, I'll tell you this: I have a whole newfound respect for Grant Cardone. I used to think he was a flashy guy. He was very successful in every industry that he's been in, but the guy just wants to make people better. He wants to make the world a better place. He wants to make money matter. And look, one of the guys said, you've misunderstood it when you say that the root of money is the root of all evil. No, the love of money is the root of all evil. Money. It takes money to make the church go. It takes money to make missionaries go. Kurt is watching from China. It takes money to bring missionaries. It takes money to. Grant Cardone said that he still drives. He doesn't have 8, 10 cars. He taught me about renting and flipping houses and why you have to look at things as a liability. Guys. You're untapping into your own ability if you just stay the same. You can be a teacher, you can be a mother, but you have to tap in to your resources. You have to tap in, and this thing right here between our ears and behind our eyes is an amazing thing. And what I want to tell you guys is that you have the ability to do great things, but we are limiting ourselves by not tying in and using the resources that we've been given. I'm going to share with you guys as often and as much as I can because it's my heart. My heart is to make all of you not only better at business, but better at life. I'm starting a second 30-day group of men that I want as many men in there as possible. Men who want to have better testosterone, men who want to lose 2 to 4 inches in their waist, men who just want to be better. Okay? So I pray that you guys got a lot of information out of this tonight. I'm excited about tapping into our resources in our brain. I believe that it'll make us, as I said, make us better business people, make us better mothers, better fathers, better husbands, better wives, the whole 9 yards. So thank you guys for jumping on. I love you guys. I hope you guys are getting registered for Orlando. And guys, it's in like 3 weeks. So 3 or 4 weeks. So I'll see you guys in Orlando. Or if not, I'll see you next Thursday. Be prepared because I got an awesome message next Thursday. Hope you guys enjoyed tonight. God bless you all.